Good afternoon, Bloomington. It is Friday at 3:05 p.m. You're listening to WIUX LP Bloomington, and this is Growing Pains, the show where we do a lot of cool things, including interviewing local artists. I'm joined in the studio today by some of those artists. Chair in the air, say hello.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
Hello.
Hey, welcome. Just for the people to let them know, this is my first show back of the semester. I'm so excited to have these guys on. We've got a stacked lineup. We're going to be listening to Chair in the Air's debut single, By Your Side, talking about it a little bit. And then we'll be joined by Edwin and Ihesi a little later on our program. But I'm so excited to have these guys on first. Why don't you go around and introduce yourselves, get the people to know who we are.
All right, hello, my name is Colin Waugh. I am the drummer for Chair in the Air.
I'm Chris, and I play guitar and harmony vocals.
I'm Nathan, and I'm on the keys.
I'm Alex, and I also play guitar. And we are missing our leader, Evan, who is our singer.
And bass player.
And bass player, who is not here.
Fearless leader.
Yeah.
That's okay, we'll miss him. But it's great to have you guys on. First of all, I'm curious, how did you all meet? What's the origin story?
Well, a bunch of us all went to the Eastman School of Music in Rochester, and, well, how should we go around doing this? So Nathan and I, though, are from the same hometown in California, and a mutual friend connected us when I decided to go to Eastman for my master's. Mm-hmm. And so I've known Nathan for a while, and then once 2020 rolled around, I got in touch with Evan through mutual friends, and then Alex as well through mutual friends, and we put up a post looking for a new drummer in the fall of last year, and through some back and forth communications with other drummers, we got to meet Colin, and
Colin was drummer number 3.
Yeah, drummer number 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was number 2. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, and he's now our number 1, so that's all that matters.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Third time's the charm.
Shucks.
That's awesome. And how long ago is that? A year ago is that?
Well, I guess we formed 2021, but we had a slow start. So our first show was March of 2022. Mm-hmm. And we've been just playing as much as possible since then. With a break over the summer. So yeah.
Awesome. No, I'm interested to dive a little bit more into y'all's. I think it's interesting the dichotomy of Colin being the young one and the rest of you being a little bit older.
Just a tad.
Just a tad.
We're gazers.
Awesome, but we'll get into that. I think the first order of business should just be playing the song so people know what your sound is like. Yeah. Do you guys have anything to preempt the song? Anything you want to say about it before we listen to it?
It's pretty neat.
We like it.
We like it.
Yep.
We hope you guys like it listening in.
It was really Chris's baby that evolved into us helping with arranging and stuff. But it's a really cool song. So we're excited to have it out.
Yeah, no, it evolved so much over time, and and working with everyone else in the group, I think, really influenced how it sounds now, and just the direction that we wanted to head that song with, and the rest of the songs that we're gonna write. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Everybody, this is By Your Side by Chair in the Air. Enjoy.
By the door, I could have been there waiting for you. I didn't know what I had to lose. Now I'm standing at the door. I saw it all on TV before. The feeling that you locked away inside, the memory that left you petrified. Don't worry if you want to run and hide, since they're the only things that you know. Our happiness was never guaranteed, but I found of all the times we disagree, it's nice to think of what it all could be, but maybe I'll just leave it alone. Let me bask in this afterglow. You have no clue what's going on below. I should have had it, you should have had it. Now I'm burning down the door. I should have been there waiting for you. I didn't know what I had to lose. Now I'm standing by the door, but I don't even know what for. The feeling that you locked away inside, the memory that left you petrified. Don't worry if you want to run and hide, since they're the only things that you know. Our happiness was never guaranteed, but I'm fond of all the times we disagree. It's nice to think of what it all could be, but maybe I'll just leave it alone. The feeling that you locked away inside, the memory that left you petrified. Don't worry if you want to run and hide, since they're the only things that you know. And even though we lack complacency, I'm fond of all the times we disagree. It's nice to think of what it all could be, but maybe I'll just leave it alone. Nice to think of what it all could be. By your side, I've nothing left to leave.
And we're back. Everybody, that was By Your Side by Chair in the Air. What a great song.
Thank you.
I would love to hear more of how, Alex, you brought this and then how the rest of you added on to it. What was that process like?
Oh, how I...
So that's Chris. I'm Alex.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
it's all good.
No,
No, it's fine.
Dude, I was looking directly at Chris.
No,
Okay,
it's all good.
so just to clarify, whose brainchild was this?
This is Chris's
Oh, this is Chris's
Oh,
brainchild.
well.
Okay,
Baby.
sorry, slip of
Nah.
the tongue. Okay,
It's all good.
Chris,
Yes.
what was this like bringing it to the band, and how did the rest
Yeah.
how did everybody else add to it?
Well, I guess whenever I'm trying to think of tunes, I just, it's just kind of like a free flow of thought. Just like if something interesting comes into my head, I just record it with my phone, use my acoustic guitar and just kind of hum a melody or something with some chords over it. And this one is one of those. I just there was a simple melodic line that I could hear a guitar part playing, and then I had some chords in mind, so I just recorded with my phone. And then I threw that into Logic and started recording tracks, actual guitar, and then a drum, E-drums, bass, some basic keys. And and I showed that to the group, and they were like, yeah, this is cool, this has some potential. And so I just kept working on it, added vocals. The guitar line that I originally had became the vocal line.
Oh, cool.
And there was originally a different introduction to the song, which Alex was attached to, and we did at our first show. And it is cool, but I wanted to try and simplify it further, so we took the bridge section, threw it at the beginning, and that was kind of like a simple introduction into the whole tune. And we all enjoyed that, so we kept it. And what's really funny is that there was, when we first played it live, it was one version, and then we just kind of kept talking about, it's like, oh, maybe this should be like this, and maybe this part needs to be more volume, etc. And so I think it was like 4 hours before our show at the Reef, which we enjoyed dearly. I just threw in, I was like, guys, why don't we just do like this for a bridge into the final chorus? And everyone was like, okay. and then just
And then
like,
that's what it was?
and then that's what it was. And we just did it live. And then we had some kind of outro thing. But anyway, yeah, it was a very democratic process that I always, at least it feels like we're always trying to get ideas from each other and bounce new kind of concepts and kind of material all the time in order to make a song that's really ours instead of one individual person. So I think that's the best part about this song and future songs to come. So yeah.
Yeah, right. No, I was struck that this is definitely like in line, just vibe sound wise of the other covers that you play. Like it doesn't sound just like one person's like personal passion project or anything. It sounds like a whole band endeavor. But I mean, how did you like land upon that sound? What are your guys' inspirations coming into this band?
Should we go in a line?
Well, yeah, I have a lot of different influences. I mean, I like a lot of progressive rock and metal, so I'm a big Rush fan. Coheed and Cambria, Periphery, Dance Gavin Dance. Anyway, that doesn't really translate at all to our band. I mean, a little bit, yeah, I guess. Definitely. But I also just love rock, so I love the stuff we play. I love the Police. It's something we cover.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I got together with these guys, they had an idea of most of the covers already, and then over time we all started contributing more ideas, which is kind of how we formed our set and got to the covers that we got to. But I also, of course, love playing music that people actually want to listen to.
That's important, sure, yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually, I would say, the newest in terms of, I guess I wasn't super into rock music before. However, I always like to listen to music from the 70s and the 80s. And so when Chris and Evan were putting the band together, I just thought, wow, I totally just want to dive in and see, I see how they can show me, how fun this is, how really great this music can be, and how it can speak to people. So for me, I always believe in the power of different genres of music being able to inform each other, and so that's something that I'm carrying along with from this band.
Awesome.
Yeah, and so for me, I guess first and foremost, I'm a big Strokes fan. I fell in love with them after I first heard Reptilia the first time on what was it, Rock Band. I remember I was doing a summer camp at Stanford for structural engineering, and somebody brought their Rock Band, and so we played that, and I was like, this is a cool song. And I started listening, and I was like, these are great. But that heavily influenced, I guess, this song in particular, or I guess our sound in general, since they have two guitars, bass, drums. So I'm on the left channel, and Alex is on the right channel. Bass, drums, vocals are in the center. But I also love the Killers, the Police, everything on our set. Evan and I, heavily discussed, and bands like Steely Dan, etc. So I kind of like to think, in a sense, that we're adding on. We're like the Strokes Plus. We're Strokes Plus amazing keyboard playing, and I feel like that's the Strokes have their own kind of very simple and open sound. That's very easy to listen to, but for me personally, I like the idea of having keyboard to really glue everyone together and lay the backdrop and of course come to the forefront as well. So that's kind of heavily influenced my personal listening and performing.
Awesome. I've always said the Strokes really need a strong keyboard player, so thank goodness you guys are here. Anything else, Colin?
Well, I would say my favorites, top three, are Rush, The Police, and Stevie Wonder.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, easily. Kind of going off what they said, I love prog rock. I love anything that's kind of experimental. That's why I love The Police so much. And Stevie Wonder's just got such a hard groove, And as a drummer, it's just one of those things where it's like, I mean, anytime I listen to songs in the key of life, I just like want to get up and dance.
I just listened to that album for the first time yesterday.
Oh
so,
my gosh.
Speak of the devil. It was much needed. No, that's you guys definitely have overlapping influences. I'm curious though, because you all are currently in Jacobs, right? Correct. Okay.
Yes.
Do you feel like and the music that you're playing as Chair in the Air is pretty different, I'm sure, than the stuff that you're doing.
Just a hair.
Just a hair.
Faster.
Do you find yourself, do your Jacob training classical background come into Chair in the Air, or do you find yourself wanting to break away?
I think it's a huge influence in terms of rehearsal and communication. It's just the other day we were rehearsing and we were talking about it's like, oh, where are the hits? It's like, oh, it's on the and of four. It's like, oh, it's every other and of four, and it's like we have 8 measure phrases, etc. So these are, I think, really influenced by our classical music background in terms of just form, structure, harmony, and just being professional musicians, I guess, show up to rehearsal on time, know your part, etc. And if things don't work out, then we talk it through and try different stuff. So,
cool.
Yeah.
It helps a little bit from a technical standpoint, but playing with this group is a lot less stressful than playing classical music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I started out with rock before I got to classical. So I've played in bands before, and that's always been an outlet I very much enjoy. So, it's been awesome being in this group. So,
Cool.
Yeah, for me, I found definitely my classical background, classical and jazz kind of fused, have given me a lot of harmonic vocabulary and technical, I guess, agility and skills that I can actually, I think, bring to rock that sometimes is missing. And so it's kind of my creative outlet, actually, into the music that we play.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Classical, that's cute. I do jazz. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Colin wins.
The run to the litter here. Yeah, I mean, I have to study classical in a lot of ways, too, because that's part of your major. I do a lot of music theory, and I've come to these guys a lot going, what does this mean? Like, what is a chromatic mediant?
Yeah.
And we're like, spent way too long just trying to find that answer. But no, I'd say classical kind of, or just music in general, definitely influences our band. Like, I won't say much about this, but like for our upcoming single for maybe next month, maybe not.
Definitely.
But I think
Valentine's Day.
Yes.
who said that? I didn't. Must have been a figment of my imagination. Anyways, there's a lot of classical influence there, like especially in certain sections, and I'm like,
That is very true.
very much so. Like harmony is such a key force in this band. We're not just unison players. We add so much texture to it.
This chord progression, or one of the chords in the progression for our upcoming single, I literally just ripped from Manuel Ponce, who was a Mexican guitar composer.
Fantastic.
And I was like, this is a nice chord.
I thought I heard that.
That's awesome. So shout out to him.
Yes.
He's dead, but
Rest in peace.
Still,
Yeah,
shout
but,
out to him.
Yeah.
good
Fantastic
music.
composer.
Good music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, you guys have played at quite a few venues of different natures. Some really cool house shows, also bars. For example, tonight you guys are making an appearance at the Bishop.
This is correct.
That's right.
Meanwhile, a midnight showing.
Come on down.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
show
From
starts
11.
at 11,
Yes.
so come see our friends in the meanwhiles,
Yes,
and
please
we'll
do.
be on by midnight. So yeah, let's party.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. What has been your best experience so far?
Ooh, best show.
It's tough.
Bluebird was a standout for sure.
Bluebird was fantastic.
And
yeah.
we love the Reef. Our
Yes.
last show there was great.
Amazing.
Amazing energy. We wish
wonderful
we could
people.
see better. That was the only,
the one
only
complaint,
thing.
yeah.
The lights looked cool, but it was hard to see
Yeah.
on stage.
We looked cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's all that really matters. But yeah, Bluebird was great.
Yeah.
Our first couple shows were at Root
Cellar,
Cellar, but
yeah.
they're not
Ooh.
having bands anymore.
Which
R.I.P.
Yeah, sad.
Which is a shame. The second one was awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
tons of fun. We had some friends come up and sing, songs
Yeah, with
on
us.
set.
Yeah.
Very
We had-
spontaneous.
We had some random people come up and sing.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. So
Yeah, no, it's all been fun.
Yeah.
For sure.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. I feel like your guys' band has played at probably the most diverse array of venues. I feel like sometimes it doesn't always translate from, like the Root Cellar to the Reef. So it's cool that you're able to go across all those different types of venues. Yeah. Okay. This has been amazing chatting to you guys. So we should expect another song out Valentine's Day.
I hope
Yeah.
so.
We hope so.
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
that's
yeah.
the plan.
Yes.
It's
It's going to happen.
It's almost done pretty much.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think Valentine's Day. We
It's
got some
going to be
time, so-
there.
Yeah.
Is a good day.
On all the streaming services.
Yes, all of them.
Awesome. And we listened to By Your Side a little earlier, so if everybody listening like that, you know where to check it out. All the streaming services again.
Yes.
But that wraps up our time here with Tear in the Air. Thank you all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks
So
for having
much.
us so much. Yeah.
Of course, everybody, if you know what's good for you, you should listen to By Your Side. And if you're of age, 21 plus, go hang out at the Bishop tonight.
Yeah.
But thank you all so much for coming on. We're going to be back in just a second with Edwin, and I'll see you guys in just a minute. So goodbye.